Hello and welcome back, everybody. Ginger Kraken here. I do apologize for the hiatus. I'll have to explain what happened once we get loaded in here, but we're back with another DLC playthrough of Planet Zoo. This time we're in, I believe it was called Casa Dom, and we're working with Dominic Meyers again. So I'm going to quickly kind of get us situated, and then I'll explain kind of what happened for why I was gone for so long. So Dominic has a letter here for us. It says, Dominic Meyers here. It looks like my last assistant didn't actually process your termination paperwork before processing her own, so I'll need you to report in immediately. After all that nasty business in New York, there seems to be a huge misunderstanding with the bank and they've frozen all my assets. My cat Smudge even had her favorite toy confiscated. I'm sure it'll be all cleared up shortly, but in the meantime, I used the last of my money to buy a small zoo at an auction house. However, news travels fast, and the zoo is currently being circled by a pack of wild dogs, and I don't mean the coyotes. I need you to clear out the protesters and move the actual coyotes into the zoo. If they insist on staying, at least they can help. The least they can do is make themselves useful and earn some money. Oh, and could you get Smudge some new toys and tidy up her enclosure for her? She seems to be on the bigger side of a cat and makes an awful mess. P.S. Unfortunately, due to your dereliction of duty, I'm not sure, I have to look up that word, and the noted complications with the Myers Fund, you'll be transitioning to the unpaid role of junior zookeeping intern. Think of it as free in blah, 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 blah. I'm having one of those mornings where I can't talk. Think of it as free, invaluable work experience. Dominic Meyers. Okay, so again, let's just get situated before I start explaining what happened here. So this is kind of like our starting zone here. So we have Dominic Meyers. I think he misunderstands that Smudge is not a house cat. We have Smudge the cheetah here, who's in a very small enclosure. And I'm sure, as you saw with the load-in cutscene that we had, this zoo is quite literally boarded up, run down, stuff is broken. We're going to have a flood of protesters coming in a moment. So I'm going to keep the game paused. I'm going to get Smudge's enclosure kind of situated and sorted out, because this is actually now my third time doing this DLC and trying to record it, because again, I've been having some issues here. So again, let's get into it and let's start getting that enclosure all set up for Smudge while I explain why I was gone for so long. So mainly what happened is me not paying attention to what's the word I'm looking for, to YouTube. Do you know how you can like preset when there we go. Sorry, I was trying to click on the fence here. You know how you can preset when things upload. So I had everything. I was recorded. We were up to like the third DLC, which is the Asia Animal Pack. Also, I'm going to try to keep this video kind of short based on what happened the previous time I recorded. So I was already on the Asia Animal Pack before I realized that for whatever reason, the pre-release dates and times that I had set up were not actually happening. So I was recording and then I would upload it to YouTube and be like, okay, it's going to automatically upload on this day and be available for people to watch, and that's great. And I wasn't paying attention because, again, I got busy with life and things just happen. But yeah, so that's what happened there with the first run through. And then the second time, which was actually, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, I was like, okay, like clearly we need to fix this and we need to get some stuff out now. So I re-recorded as usual my typical 1 hour long playthrough of getting into the game here. And then when I went to edit it, because there was a couple things like I was having issues with some of the settings because it's been some time since I've jumped into this game. And I don't know if there was an update or something, but some of my settings were all messed up. So I had to cut, I think it was almost like 45 minutes of me just going through my settings, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And I don't know what happened while I was editing, but it just glitched or something, because when I went to render, all of a sudden it was media not found. I was like, what do you mean media not found? It's right, like, it's right there. I know it's there. And I even went through all of my computer files and I'm like, yeah, the recordings are there, not sure what the heck's going on. I guess the file got corrupted or whatever while I was mid edit, and I couldn't do anything, so I wasted, I think it was 3 hours of my morning recording and then editing and making sure everything was like perfect, well, as perfect as I could get it, because again, this is just going to be a hobby of mine. I'm going to see where we go with it. And yeah, I was like, okay, so I spent all that time doing all that work just for the file to go, oh, guess what? This file doesn't actually exist in your computer for whatever reason. Yes, I know there's important alerts. Please get out of my face. So yeah, I do apologize for the long hiatus. Part of it, again, I learned was just my own ignorance and not paying attention to when things were getting actually uploaded and checking back and making sure that they were being uploaded. And yeah, I do feel terrible for that, because I did get last time, actually, hang on, I'm trying to set this up how I had it in my last recording that I did. I think I had a path heading through here. Ooh. Again, some of the settings are gone all weird. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened. But, I lost my train of thought. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, basically just, I'm very sorry it took me a while to come back. Again, a lot of it, that's where I was. A lot of it was just human error, me not paying attention, thinking I had everything all set up correctly, when I most certainly did not. Because when I went to check and see, okay, what the heck's going on, it said upload error. And again, I was watching back, because I did have those recordings saved. I was watching them back to see, like, okay, can I save this kind of thing? And I was like, no, I can't, because there's certain things that I was talking about in the video which were kind of like around that time, and it wouldn't make sense for me to talk about some of those topics given that it's now mid to late October. Like, what day is it? I think it's October 20th, the day of me recording this clip. Sorry, you guys know I hate the path system. There we go. Yeah. So I feel really stupid for that, and I apologize, and I already know that this is going to be too small because I had to upgrade it last time. So essentially, I feel like what's going on is we're just kind of playing catch up. Smudge. There we go. We're playing catch up and just kind of sort out what the heck happened here, because again, I don't really know or understand what happened. I feel like I'm talking in circles now, so I'm just going to drop that topic and move on here. So last time, well, the last 2 times that I played this DLC, basically this is the starting zone that you have. I turned all these boarded up little buildings into like a guest center here, and then I like to call them, you know, air quote staff villages. So I had Smudge's enclosure here. I had actually made it this entire thing that you start off with, which was way too big, I realized afterwards. And then I had a staff village, and I had habitat surrounding that staff village, because I like to keep my staff kind of close by, just because it makes things easier. Actually, I'm going to drop down some, as I call them, money tanks here, because we're just starting off again. So we need to make some money. So I'm going to put one there, and one there, and then I'm going to delete the paths. Again, this one, the only reason I'm doing it half an hour is because I don't want to be in another situation where I spend about an hour recording only for the recording to fail and get corrupted when I edited it. I can speak English. Yeah, it's just really irritating, very annoying. So I want to keep this one on the shorter side. Oh yeah, I gotta make my staff village before I can put animals in there. Speaking of staff village, I know this DLC starts off with 2 staff buildings over here, so I'm just gonna grab and move them over here for now. the ones that we start off with, just so I don't forget them. And then I can start building my little village here. Oh, that reminds me. Terrain. Smudge can jump out. That happened in the very first recording that I did, where I forgot to check for if the animals can escape. And everything went sideways, as I'm sure you can imagine. There we go, because having a loose cheetah is always a good idea in your zoo. Yeah, I can't check Smudge, so we're gonna have to resume the game temporarily. I don't like that there's one of the wild coyotes in here, so I don't like to emergency capture right away, but I don't want it to die. I think Smudge has glitched. Smudge, what are you doing? Yeah, so Smudge is glitched. That's great, and my zoom, there we go. I was like, my zoom just stopped working. Let's get from here, because I'm not sure why we're all glitchy. I know, again, I know some settings got messed around with. I'm 90% sure that there was an update of some sort, and yeah, things are not going well with my game lately. Okay, toys. We need food and water. Let's do food. And water just in case. And terrain. Again, I'm trying to do this quickly because it's my third time playing this DLC. Like, I'm done with this DLC. There we go. Sand. So this one, this playthrough that we're doing of this DLC, again, is I'm going to try and make it go by as fast as possible so I can catch up to where I was. Just because I'm done with this. I want to move on. I want to get back to where I was. What do you mean? There shouldn't be any other animals in here. Alright then. Let's pause the game again. And see, I know there's a bunch of animals we start off with that Smudge. Oh, maybe you do like them this time. Every time I've done this, Smudge doesn't like the plants that you start with. There we go. Okay, so my game was just being weird. I don't know what the issue is. This one that I can't move? I know one of these plants I can't move out of the enclosure. Let's see. But on unrelated news, you should not be in there. I'm gonna pause the game because that's gonna end badly. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a rush on the staff village here. So terrain, I'm going to follow this down. And let's move the keeper hut in line. I'm gonna deselect it from there. I've been playing a lot of Town to City, so I think too part of the issue is I'm just used to those controls. And oh, I've been having this issue. This is me using the keyboard to move around. And that's me using the edge scroll. I don't know what's going on there. I have to sort out that issue as well. But again, we kind of need to put a rush on this little, oh my gosh, I can't think straight because I keep thinking like, oh no, we already covered this topic. And it's like, no, you covered that topic in a different recording. So everything's a little screwed up in my brain right now. Let's see, I want to put you on top. Should be good there. And I'm going to make sure we're good, because last time, well, one of the recordings I did, I spent, I don't know how much time trying to sort out, ooh, also it keeps doing that occasionally. I spent so much time trying to sort out what was going on with trying to make a staircase. You're gonna have to move now. Excuse me. Hello? There we go. You need to move. I spent so much time trying to sort out, I was having issues making staircases like this. I wasted, I think, again, it was another edit that I did that didn't end up working, but I spent probably 20 to 30 minutes just trying to sort out what the heck was going on there. because it just, nothing was cooperating. Again, I know it's been some time since I played this game, but I was like, nothing's working, everything's glitching. I don't want to uninstall and reinstall because I think I will lose some of my progress with this game, and I don't want to do that either. It's just been a fun time with trying to sort out all the issues and whatnot. Okay, so let's see, we also need a workshop. So we've got those, we've got that. We're going to need a research center as well, a keeper hut, and a trade center. Excuse me, trade center. Where are we going to put these? I like to keep my buildings somewhat close together. Again, just because I don't like my staff having to run around and like kind of catch up with what they're doing. So I think the keeper hut I had over here. The research center, I want to say I had it on top of the vet. Actually, I think my trade center was on top of the vet. Hang on here. Let's go backwards. Put you here. I'm just trying to think. How is the path gonna lay out? It's probably gonna have to go there. Where's that? Yeah, I felt so bad when I realized what was going on with my YouTube account. I'm like, why is nothing uploading? Why is everything gone? Like, it was a whole thing, and I was so upset. I showed my boyfriend. I'm like, I don't know what the heck I did wrong. He suspects that I may have exited page or something while it was uploading, because again, I do have a very tight schedule with my personal life. So he suspects like you probably just out of habit had to run and you didn't stay on the page, and now that's what's happening. I was like, okay, lovely. Not what I wanted to hear. What do you mean obstructed? Ooh, wrong button. Okay, so I link these up here. I'm trying to remember how did I have this set up? Okay, maybe these two were over here. There's the door. There's the door. Okay, so you're gonna have to spin around as well. A lot of whenever you jump into one of these DLCs is just getting your zoo kind of started and set up the way that you want it. So I always feel like the first episode's kind of boring because it's me literally just trying to get things where I want them and like sort it out and stuff. No, that's not that. Back. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's just do this and bring you down. I have issues with flipping here and moving. You guys tell I'm frustrated with the paths. There we go. You go there. And you, I need to come, not you. See, like that's, my mouse hasn't moved. I don't understand this game sometimes. I think I might have to do one of these, and then... So I apologize if I stop talking, because I'm just trying to, like, think. Thinking's hard. It hurts my head. Sure. Can you make this a little bit, you know, like that? Yes, we can. Okay. We're gonna go with that. Because, I don't know, the other option I can think of is, like... I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and then I'll probably mess with it later, because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me do that like 100 times over. Okay, why is your fence so tall? Is it just me? I actually drove out to see my family yesterday, which was very nice. It was my dad's birthday. And my sister was there, my cousin was there, me and my boyfriend were there, and my mom and dad. We played this card game. I think it was called Liverpool Poker or something. We played it once before, but I could not remember. Apparently it was like one of my aunts or something came up with it or was taught it. I don't remember the exact story because as my family knows, it's like I have memory issues or something. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. It's kind of, it's not like poker. You have to, there's like 10 rounds for each player. And, what the heck is going on here? Sorry, I gotta focus again. Excuse me. Really? No. No. Bad path. Oh, there's water. That explains why it's being water. I know you want to. Please move. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we played a game called Liverpool Poker, which is like you have 10 rounds. We have 10 goals that you have to hit, where you put all your cards down before everyone else does. So I know like the first one is you have to have, oh no, what is the first one? I think the first objective is like you have to have 2 sets of like a matching pair of 3. So you have to have like 4 4s or 3 3s. Not 4 4s. It's like 3 3s, 3 4s, 3 5s, etc., etc., etc. But at the end, if everybody has put down and someone gets rid of their 11 cards, you tally up all the points. Like each card is assigned a point, and you have to. I'll see if I can throw up the picture that I took of the rules, because I was saying to my mom, I'm like, I have those laminate sheets, because we were like sharing this one page and passing it around the table, and it was getting a little chaotic. So I was like, you know what, I can make these on the computer, laminate them, and then have like a little card that each player can keep for next time. She's, oh yeah, that would be really good. Oh yeah, staff. I remember. For once I remember something. We don't start off with keepers or anything. So we need a keeper and we need a vet. So that's something I want to do for them and surprise them when I go up for Christmas. Just again to make things a little bit easier next time, because I know my one dad, where he was sitting, the way he would deal, the page with all the rules on it kept getting in the way of him throwing me my card, and it would like end up underneath or on the floor or on top, or it would like hit the page and flip over, and then I'd have to exchange my card because everybody knew what it was. So it was a little bit chaotic. Let's get some Titan beetles for our cages here. Not our cages, our tanks. Oops. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, no power. We need power. Right, that's something we need. Let's get a generator going over here. And we'll also need some water treatment for Smudge. And I'm going to try and fit it under the staircase so it's out of the way. If the game will allow me. Anyway. Yeah, typically when I do these, like when I stack the buildings up, I like to try and put, like general facilities underneath. Insufficient. Oh, okay, so we need some money. No power. You should have power. Why do I not have power? Hold on, that's a problem. Okay, so we're gonna have to move these tanks over here. Let's get you over here, buddy. Get you. Actually, does it reach? Oh, I was gonna say maybe we could like put them here, but that does not reach. Okay, so you're gonna have to come over here. Oh my goodness, that mouse thing is driving me crazy. Okay, so we're operational now. We want to manage the population. I'm gonna say 3 and 3. And we need some money. So whenever you do the manage population tab, it will, like, it'll just manage whatever you set it up. So I like to have 3 males and 3 females. Titan beetles, you have to kind of watch. They tend to breed themselves into extinction. So every once in a while I'll have to check on this cage or tank. It's a tank. I'll have to check on this tank and make sure that we still have animals in it making us money. But you can also do, if you need credits, like the conservation credits down here, you can always do release to wild and you can get those, and it'll just follow. So I have it by age, so it'll look at all of the animals' ages and it will remove the highest one first. But again, with these Titan beetles, you gotta watch, because I don't know why, but I've found if there's a bunch of them born at the same time, think of it like a litter of puppies. So if there's like a bunch of puppies, they're all the same age. And if you have it set to 2 and you've got, I don't know, well, if you have it set to 2 and you have 2 puppies, then now you have no puppies. That's not what I'm trying to say. If you have like 5 or whatever, I don't know what happens with the Titan beetles, but you'll see what I mean. I know you will. You'll see what I mean when we get there. It's very irritating. It's very annoying. It frustrates me like you would not believe. It frustrates me like the path system in this game. Because you'll have animals 1 second and the next second they're just poof, gone. It's like, where did they go? I'm just gonna delete those so I can get this all arranged. Ooh, why do you keep doing that? Okay, so we're gonna have to resume the game and start making some money, because we desperately need it, and I need my vet. Let me get these guys, please. I feel like I'm starting off worse than I did last time. Did the protesters go away at least? I think they did. Oh yeah, they've all turned around. They're leaving. Okay. So we'll start with that. I gotta wait for some money to come in. I don't think we can take loans in this because, again, oh yeah, that was the other thing that I explained. So in this one, you're working with Dominic Meyers, and if you don't know Planet Zoo, well, we can do advertising, but we can't do loans. He's kind of the shady, sketchy business deal man that you don't really want to work or be associated with, but you kind of have to. And yeah, like when we loaded in and I read that letter that he gave us, his bank's been frozen, so we kind of can't do things. We can't take loans. Oh, donation bins. We need donation bins. Oh my god. I don't think I can afford them now. But, yeah, he's not a very nice guy, in the sense of business practices. Yeah, we can't even afford to put these down. So, in this, DLC, he kind of realizes, oh, I've been doing things wrong. I need to change how I do them. And he kind of turns a corner. Okay, we really need some money, so I'm going to do a trick that I discovered one day. If you delete rocks, you make money. So now we have -26. We're positive 37. And even if they're outside your zoo, sometimes if they're within a certain range, you can still grab them and delete them. Oops. Plants cost money though, which doesn't make sense to me. Habitat facility. Oh, we gotta put 1 down. So we'll put 1 there because that's where people are crowding. Actually, does Smudge have enough room? Where are you, Smudge? I think you're here? Yes, you are. Do you have enough room now, buddy? Oh yeah, you got plenty of room. Okay. I did want to put in some of those umbrella trees from, I always say they remind me of Zoo Tycoon because me and my sister would always use them with the giraffes and the lions and stuff. But I think we're just gonna have to maybe speed the game up a little bit just so we can get some money going, hopefully. I hate when I'm hovering around that negative line. Eventually I find too with this game, you just kind of get to a point where money's not a problem. Also I forgot to check. And we have alerts, quarantine. Oh, right, our Titan beetle. Shoot! We're operational, but we can't see. Why is everything... You can't see into the thing, I don't think. Sorry, my mouse keeps like... That's another issue I'm having where my mouse like glitches out of the game and onto my desktop. Why is this boarded up? Okay, you have power. Why is there not glass? Let me set that to 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, why are these all closed? Guests need to be able to see. Come on. Okay, that's that window. I like to use this window as like a barrier kind of thing. Let's do a 2D or 3D facade. Okay, so those guys should start going and make us money. Resume the game again. Try to fix some of this path. I'm gonna have to delete that, I think. And then get back to 20. Okay, so we got an achievement for Smudge. There we go. Oops. So let's see. Not in humidity range. Seriously, come on. I'm trying to do something here, guys. Okay, so we went too humid. There we go. Okay, 51. So we have no protesters. We've captured all of our escaped animals. We just need to add a toy enrichment to Smudge's cage, which now that we have $1,000, we should be able to do. If I remember correctly, we only have the scratching pads. Yeah, we only have the scratching pads to start with. There we go. No? No? There we go. Okay, so that we need at least 3 donation boxes, and now that we've got some money flowing in, we should have no issue placing more of these. I'm gonna put some here, and we'll put one here. I want to do the path. Cannot find accessible staff room. Well, that's not a main concern of mine right now. So you can take a break sitting on the stairs for now. Sorry, I'm gonna be a horrible boss. I know there's a salon I used to work in. I'm gonna pause that because that's irritating me. There's one of those salons that I used to work in. I was really close with the manager, and she would let me do like scheduling and financials and stuff like that because she trusted me or whatever, I guess, which I was always appreciative of. And I remember at one point there was one girl we had, she was like, not to like talk badly about anybody, but she was like fresh out of hair school. She had this like know-it-all attitude, and she was complaining because she's like, well, I want to take my break, and like I'm busy and this, that, and blah blah blah. And I kind of snapped because I had enough of her complaining. I was like, if you need to take a break, then you need to learn how to schedule your clients accordingly. I don't manage how you schedule your people. That's something you need to address. It's nothing I can help you with. And just the look of shock on this poor girl's face. I was just like, I was so fed up of hearing her complaining and stuff. I was like, no, you keep telling me you know what you're doing and you don't want any help, even though she did eventually come around and she kind of listened to what we had to say to her to help her out, because that's all we were trying to do was help her out and, you know, learn. She finally realized like she was being a bit of a jerk, and she did apologize the one day, and I was like, honestly, it's just like, I understand because I was there too when you get out of hair school and you think, oh, like I know everything and I don't need to be taught. And it's like every single day there is a new trend. Every single day and at this point I'd been doing it. This was before my car accident. I think I was like 8 years. I was only 8 years into doing hairdressing. It was like every single day since I got out of hair school, I have been wrong. And I have learned something new, because everybody has a different head of hair. Everybody wants something done differently. And there's a lot of times where people want something done that they just don't have the hair for. But you need to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? Cannot find accessible staff room. Well, I'm not sure if it's what the issue is here. I know you can have, well, up to 4 people, so you're just not able to get there, which is not my problem. You need to learn to walk. And I forgot the story I was telling you, but yeah, it was just like, that's what it was. So she had like an eye opener, and I remember the one time she was having an issue. She was having like a repeated issue. And I think it was like the fourth or fifth time, because I basically eventually I branched off and I started to specialize barbering. She came to me the one day after, I think it was like the fifth or sixth time some guy had like lost it on her because she did something that they didn't like. I can't remember what it was now. Or it was like blending or something. She always had, that's what it was. She always had trouble blending in when you go from clippers to scissors. And I was like, oh, I know this really good technique. Like, you know, whenever you want, I can teach you. If I get a customer, if you get a customer, like let me know, and they'll basically be like our model and I'll show you. And she'd like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need any help. I can figure it out. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I know that's part of the learning process too. If you want to learn on your own and you want to figure it out on your own, that's fine. I'm just saying, I'm here if you need me. There we go. Dominic's happy. And then, yeah, finally one day she kind of realized and she's okay, yeah, I need you to show me. Okay, so Dominic says, good, things are looking a bit better around here now. It's strange, but people seem to be paying to see Smudge and those coyote dogs you rounded up earlier. Well, I didn't actually get them in yet, but thank you. I suppose they pulled their weight so they can stay. I don't have Smudge's nose, but I can smell an untapped money opportunity when I see one. I'll have a look at getting some more animals sent over. See what that does to ticket sales. While I'm doing all the hard work, could you bump the ticket price up and get some amenities in here? So we need to do some guest stuff again, which I'm going to do. I'm kind of stuck in the screen. I'm going to do at that other starting area over by the entrance. While I'm doing all the hard work, blah, 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 blah. If they're not admiring my cuddly little Smudge, then they should be reaching for their wallets instead. Let's do things by the book this time, yeah? Those reporters are still sniffing around here, and we can't have any underhanded tactics you pull landing me in hot water again. Well, that wasn't me last time, Dominic. You kind of self-sabotage yourself. That has nothing to do with me. Anyway, the story I was telling. So yeah, finally one day she came to me, and it was like, I remember it was like this big construction guy. It was one of those like brutally hot summer days. He was losing his mind, and I could hear, like, I was in the back folding towels and stuff, and I could hear, and I was like, you know what, you keep telling me you know what you're doing, so you know what you're doing. I'm not getting involved. And I don't know what she said to him, but he ended up like staying and waiting, and she came to the back and she's like, I need your help. I'm like, oh, you need my help? Like, are you sure? She's, no, I need your help. I accidentally like cut something too short. I was trying, again, her issue was blending. She's like, I was trying to blend it in, and he, like, I'm sure you heard him, he's losing his mind. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like, I go up with her and I talk to the client, and he's obviously not happy. And then I get him calmed down and everything, and I'm like, okay, like, first I just want to, you know, fill you in. She's only been out of hair school for, I think at that time, she was out of hair school for like 5 months. She is still learning. And immediately he apologized, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. Like, essentially, she's still a student, she's learning. I'm like, that's fine. Like, again, you didn't know. But, you know, my name's Rebecca. I've been doing hair for this long. If you're comfortable, I would like to try and help out here and see what I can do to help you guys. He's, oh yeah, please do. It's like, okay, I'm also going to use this as a learning opportunity, so would you mind, you know, she's going to hover and I'll tell her what I'm doing and stuff, so I do apologize if I'm not directly speaking to you, so to speak, because I find that rude. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, you know, clearly this is something that I don't know about. And again, I work in construction, so I'm sure. I was like, yeah, exactly. You work in construction. All I know is 2x4s or a piece of wood. Like, I don't know how to line stuff up or anything. So again, we got him laughing and he calmed down and everything. And he sat back down in the chair and I showed her. I'm like, okay, this is the technique that I was taught. This, that, blah, blah, blah. I showed her on one side of his head, and then I'm like, okay, now I want you to very slowly do it. And if I tell you to stop, I need you to freeze. She's okay, no problem. So, you know, we do the haircut. He's all happy. He goes, and that's when she was like, I am so sorry. Like, I realized, you know, I guess that interaction made her realize, she's like, yeah, I need to, maybe when you offer to help or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, we have one of those, we have like the fake mannequin heads in the back too. I'm like, if you're ever bored, honestly, grab the mannequin and experiment. That's how I learned. Yeah, they're mannequins, they're, you know, simulated hair and stuff, whatever, but they do help you get the basics down pat, which is basically all hair school does, is it tells you theory and how to do it. The one I do, there is a bit of hands-on, but it's different when you go out there in the world and you're basically thrown to the wolves no matter what, because you don't know who's going to walk through that door. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do about a half hour today, and I think this is where we're going to put a pin in it again, because I don't want to go too far. And then this gets corrupted as well. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I have to start looking into things and figuring out what the hell's going on with my computer, first of all, because I really don't understand. I'm having issues with my games. I'm having issues with editing files. I'm having issues with YouTube. Like, I don't know if it's probably just me because I'm new to this and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, or if it is an actual issue with the computer and I maybe need to take it in and get it looked at. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Again, I am so very sorry for the hiatus. And I hope you'll come and hang out with me in the next one. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.